to announcements and everything else that goes on with that wins.
I think I had a really good inspection on Haverhill, or Haverhill, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay,
In Parma, which is that young girl that I've been working with.
finally, okay, good.
Everything went good. She asked for something, but I don't think they're gonna do it, and I think she's
Which was,
a Honda water heater, because the water heater wasn't turned on, and it was past its date, and, but it is working, it does have a warranty, but I had to follow up and say I need to have some documentation that will be covered, so I think that's going good. We got Johnson Avenue in Bedford about to go live. Zach took the photos, he's uploading them today, possibly yesterday, we did yesterday. And then McKinley, he's going out to take pictures. It's supposed to come live today, but I think we're gonna extend it out.
okay,
That's in Lakewood, that was in that Nurture.
yes, I remember that.
And then, that's it. I've done some follow-ups on some leads, I think still look good, so some good
Okay.
potential tomorrow.
Cool, great. What else? Right?
I don't know if it's entirely, well, it's not a loss, but the, both those offers that we have pending with Normandy and Standish are both negotiating. So it's not a no, so I don't know if that's what, it's just, you know, it's.
Just not now?
It's not a
It's just
yes,
not now,
yes, it's
yeah.
not quite yet.
Yeah, not just
So,
yet.
but at least that nobody's offended or, ticked off or anything like that. So we're negotiating through both offers. So hopefully by this time tomorrow, we have at least
Your
an answer.
spirited young lady, where does she live?
Uh,
What is she? Which address is that?
The Standish is the
That's
Spirited.
Standish.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Standish. And by,
Right.
yeah.
And what about the car?
The car people, that's Normandy.
That's Normandy.
Yeah, that was just, it's in their hands, it's in the buyer's hands as to what he's doing with his offer. Because when we, I guess.
Any more showings?
When we broke the news, yes, there's more showings.
Perfect. That's all you want.
So,
All
and
right,
I did
good.
contact NLC about the 203 loans. I didn't hear back from Dan yet. I called Dan Douglas.
Yeah, follow up on that, and if you don't get a response by 10
By 10.
this morning, then I will make a phone call for you.
All
Okay.
right, and Sophia and I fielded a call. I'm actually showing West 44th at 10, both properties on West 44th, to an
Okay.
investor. He's actually California-based, but he goes back and forth. He has 20 properties, I think he said.
Mm-hmm.
They say 20, okay. The accent was a little strong, so. He has, and 20 properties anyway, around Cleveland that he has, and he's very interested in the properties on West 44th.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
we'll see what that
Great to
what
get
that
those,
entails today.
to get those going.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, it'd be nice to get that, because I had talked with him yesterday about where the price is and that he's firm, and this is where we're at, sent him the disclosures, talked about everything, so he's well informed. It's not, so he's got I'm meeting his maintenance guy, rehab guy out there today.
Okay, Sophia?
I was gonna ask Marty, did you get a temporary left market for 8th Street yet?
I actually had to probably just take it off the market.
Can't do it without a,
What? Yeah,
Before.
yeah, right, I know that. Yeah, it's, yeah, she
so it
didn't
will
have,
be
you
temporary
were,
off market.
well, you were right, she didn't have the insurance.
I told you.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
all
it was
lost.
vacant.
Yep, I
It
told you.
was, yeah.
So get a temporary off market paperwork.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, she was avoiding my call because she knew it was kind of bad news. So
Right.
I've been trying to get a hold of it, and finally I was just, hey, people want to look at the house and what's going on, but then she finally just,
Well,
she's like,
the lady
okay, it's
swore
about
at me
time I
yesterday.
responded.
She swore at you?
Some lady
Oh.
swore at me yesterday
She's like,
because she keeps wanting to see the house, and I keep calling her and telling her, the home is unavailable, and she goes, I keep seeing it online, lady. It started swearing
Lady?
at me, yeah.
Wow. That's where my
It's
tolerance
like
lies.
I've always said, when
Right.
you get into real estate, you have to have a hard backbone.
Right.
Thick skin.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
They weren't this excited about the house when it was fine.
Right.
Well, and
No.
It's
what's
income
interesting-
tax time, that's
What's
why.
interesting about that
Yeah.
is that, like, that happened because she wasn't being entirely honest, and you hate to
Right.
see karma come back around.
Well, there was a whole snafu too with the gas bill, or was the gas bill paid, was it not paid? The gas wasn't even on, so it didn't even matter if the thermostat was set at 80. thermostat could be set at 90, it still wasn't gonna keep on because there's no gas.
Yeah, there's no gas.
So I don't even know, where to add that story up to, but it was like, okay, so the home's a disaster. It was a disaster area, probably this summer.
All right. So just a real quick blip on best practices. So one of our agents got an offer from a cash buyer that decided that they wanted to buy a $54,000 house, but they were going to offer $40,000 and then put $18,000 in escrow after closing, right? I love the fact that you're all making a face, because that's the same face that I made when I heard this.
How much earnest money?
Okay, so $1,000 earnest money. So, and the way that the agent pitched it was is because the client only wants to pay taxes on $40,000. There's so much wrong with what he said. So much wrong.
He wants to pay 40 grand, but give an extra 18 under the table kind of thing?
Exactly, yeah, as if the 18's gonna almost
And
be under the.
I'm gonna call it out.
That is so shady.
The Howard Hanna agent, like I would have expected this, like 2100 Realty, like somebody doesn't know what they're doing, a brand new license, or like,
Well, don't expect that Howard Hanna or a Keller Williams agent even
Yeah,
know any different.
well, well.
Without being
clearly.
trained.
Yeah, clearly. So, of course, and the agent is trying to push this through. Fortunately, our agent is like, I am not losing my license over county fraud. Now, what she did do was took the time to contact Shauna
That's
and
what I
say,
was
this
gonna
is
say.
what the deal is. I was happy to hear that, like, did you? Yep. Did you do it? Yep. Did you good talk? Yep. So did everything right. And then went back and then said, oh, there's a third party that is going to be contributing to this. So there is no proof of funds. So fortunately, our agent put her foot down and said, I am not putting this offer in until it's clean with proof of funds from the parties whose names are on the,
Yeah, all proof of
that's
funds.
that's it. And still pushed it, so that whole scenario is going right to John Lynch. So the reason I'm telling you
Why
this,
does John Lynch need to be involved?
because it's real estate fraud, he needs to get in front of it. So now the guy's in like deeper trouble, more than the millennial that said just tear up the contract. Like, it's really, really bad. Now, the good part about it is fortunately, and I guess the reason I'm bringing this up is that you guys are trained better than you realize, because some of the things that I hear, I just think, a car, cheating the county, like, who practices real estate like this?
When I first got into business, that was being done a lot when it comes to vehicles and different things.
Like, that money's up the appraisal, then, what if they say the
Yep.
car's worth 1,500, like, it
That's the
just,
same with lawnmowers or anything, you can't do it.
well, it's chattel, basically.
No additional charge.
Yeah,
Which you used to be able to do that and appraisers were okay with it, everything.
well, everything was
It
kind of
didn't matter.
free.
Would they
Now
count that
it's-
stuff? Or they
Now
wouldn't
they
Can
count
you
it
count
all?
that into the price? Yeah,
I think they probably should have coded it. But nowadays,
They got
it's
creative.
just, it's too strict right now.
Yeah, you can't.
I shouldn't say it's too strict, it's the way it should be.
Well, I mean, a home appraiser can't appraise a vehicle. So he's not gonna know, like, does it run, is it mechanically sound, is it worth what they're asking, like, it just
Yeah,
gets
same with
messy.
any
that's
chattel.
all.
so
So-
that contract said the house is being purchased for 58. They're gonna pay 58,000, they're gonna pay 18,000 and that.
No, they're
No,
gonna
you
pay
pay
40.
40
for the house.
and give you 18 under the table.
18 is gonna go in escrow.
Okay, so when the offer to purchase came in, it was $40,000, but hey, here's this other 18.
So the beauty of this whole thing is, like, once the county, like picks up the whole thing and they do the title work, they're gonna see how much money went into it, and they're gonna tax them on it anyway. So it's sloppy and it's messy, and now this poor little guy compromised his real estate license because now he's not, following, protocol. That's
I would have loved to see Shauna's face.
compliance. Yeah, she was like, I guess the way that it came back to me is that she said, wait a minute, that's illegal. And she said, well, thank God, because that's exactly what I thought, but I, seek to understand, like, ask questions, so that's exactly what
As
it
soon as
is.
you know why
It's
they're
written in
doing-
the
as soon as you know why they're
contract.
doing it. I can see, okay, put the $18,000 in there, there's some foundation issues, if we're okay, why wouldn't that be done up front?
Right,
So-
exactly. So the good news is, it's like, fortunately, this is valuable time that you guys are coming in, and you're trained properly, because you know what you're doing. So, which leads to the next thing. So, were you here for the announcement yesterday? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay, so, that's very, very exciting news. They are going to be rolling out some material for you so that you can add those to your listing and or buyer presentation. So that is definitely a huge plus for us, because now, like, we really are the best, the number one real estate company in the country now, because all three categories, like, now
Yeah,
there's,
basically Remax came back and
Yeah.
said, well, we are in volume.
yeah, like, we blew the whole thing over. So, so keep that in mind. Make sure that that is top of mind when you are on listing appointments, when you're doing buyer consults, and better than that, getting people in your downline and recruiting them onto the team, which is where I'm going next. So, Marty and Dave, I'll let you do it, because you're here. Go on, jump up.
More than trying.
All right, so you,
Sorry.
in purple, working for Howard Hanna,
Thanks, Sophia.
and Marty
Poor thing.
is trying to recruit you from the green and gold to not only join Keller Williams, but to join our team.
Bring you over to the team.
So I want to see how you, because we have to get you guys have nobody in your downline, do you? Neither one of you.
You need to, that's my.
Yeah, so this is why we're doing this. So, okay, all right, go.
Talked to a few people about getting in my downline. They're bailing on me.
Okay.
So
Keep
now
going.
I go to you, while people are bailing on you.
All right.
There you go.
You ready?
Nobody wants
Not a good way to
nobody
start,
wants-
Marty.
Nobody wants to work with me, Dave.
Yeah.
You know what's really great about it? I work with the dream team.
Okay.
And they want to be, the team is a great concept. Working with me though, I don't know, the other, 17 people on the team, they're wonderful people to work with. So how do you like Howard Hanna?
They're good. I've been there for about 5 years now, and things are good. I mean, I do well. Our Keller Williams is a good company as well.
We're good, actually, we're great. We're actually, I don't know if you heard the news, just this last week, they confirmed that we're the #1 real estate company in the country. Actually, probably in the world, but in the country, we know we are. It's #1 in agents, volume sold, and units sold now.
Okay. My office said we were that number.
What area though?
I live in Rocky River.
Okay, because I know I see pop-up ads on my Facebook feed and things like that that say, hey, we're #1 just in Rocky River, or these 4 or 5 streets in Rocky River, or this little area, we're talking nationwide and it's proven, and I have the numbers I can show you, or if you pull out your phone, you can ask Google. If you have asked Google, Siri takes you a little way around, but you gotta click on a couple websites, but yeah, Google will take it right there. #1 real estate company in the world.
Okay, well, how will it benefit me for being there? I mean, you're in the world, I'm only going to be working in Westlake.
The beautiful thing about coming over to Keller Williams and the team is that we do profit sharing. All right, so if you have a profitable market center, which we do and have for quite a while here in Westlake office, Greater Cleveland West, is that once you get in a downline, which would be in my downline coming over, okay, because we know each other a little while, we worked on a couple deals together. So knowing that, you get in my downline, and it kind of helps with the idea or the concept for me anyway, for the downline, is for retirement planning. Like if there's no 401k, there's nothing like that in the real estate industry. So, but this would do that for you. I mean, you got somebody else, just imagine you recruit a couple guys, a couple women into real estate with you, bring them over to the team. Next thing you know, you're getting checks that are paying your car payment.
How much am I making off each sale?
It's funny. Somebody who recruited me onto her thing just thanked me. I got a thank you email. Said, thanks, I made an extra $65 this month just because what I sold. I said, oh, you're welcome. So that's just one person that I contributed. You get 3 or 4 of those. Next thing you know, your car payment's done, or hey, your vacation, or your greens fees, or whatever you're looking at.
So what happens if I decide to leave the company after 2 or 3 years?
Well, once you're vested, you get to take that with you.
How long is
And,
that?
After 2 years. After 2 years, you get to take it with you, or you can, 3 years? So it's 3 years.
It's okay. Keep going.
What's another year? You're not leaving, you're gonna be so happy. So anyway, so yeah, after 3 years, you can take it with you and you can transfer it to your kids. I mean,
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and this is something that you pay $25 a year for, and there's people making 6 figures just on that alone. They're not even selling real estate anymore. So what do you think? You wanna come on in and meet with our team leader, Mark? Great guy.
Tell me more about this team. Like, what's the difference between me just joining the office or being on the team?
Well, joining the office should be a single agent. Some of the benefits that I found from the team is just like 4 times a week. We're in the office actually 5 days a week, but, you know, some of us are doing that, 5 days a week, where we're sitting in the office working, we're exchanging ideas, we're learning different things, whether it's transactional or just, you know, role-playing and things, sales-wise. So that's a huge benefit, I think, because you're always learning. You're always learning, always getting better, not getting complacent. Like, I'm sure you've come across agents that have been doing it for 20 years and say, my way is the only way to do it. Well, you're learning new ideas and things like that, so I think a huge benefit being on the team.
I'd be willing to come check it out.
All right, yeah, the person to talk to is Mark Lang.
I just call him.
I can give him your information, he can reach out to you if you'd like,
Okay. that'd be
and,
fine.
and set up an appointment, does that work?
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, great, we'll do that.
Okay, good start.
Yeah.
Okay, so, couple things, and the reason I did this is because we do have to refine this, so. It's very good, pleasant dialogue that's going on in between you and very engaging. We have to be more question-based and more facts, so because just the two of you, you're like, it's like a private lesson. So,
Right.
first thing I would do is like, so how long have you been at Howard Hanna? How's that working out for you? You know, have you considered having a real estate career that's gonna take you above and beyond the confines of the company that you work for? How does that sound to you? Now that's sparking interest. Then you would say, you know, if you don't mind me asking, what are your splits like? Do you have a capping system? Because that's an enticement, that's a huge enticement. That after you pay X number of company dollar, you're at 100% with the market center. #1 training program in all industries, that's huge. That's kind of what we just talked about, why somebody is like trying to throw in a car or cheat the county. Like, where you're trained very well by all of those. You want to add that into it. Your profit share, as long as the market center is profitable and you've got somebody in your downline, you are entitled to profit share. That's definitively how that works. So, with that being said, then you launch into, we're the #1 real estate office in Ohio of all brokerages. Like, I oftentimes use this is the mothership. Like, if you're gonna sell real estate, this is where you wanna be. So, now granted, I've done these over and over and over and over with every recruit that comes in, so it just falls right out. But I'm gonna pass the information on to you. So, more questions. Also, never ever be afraid, you particularly of using the Stacy Watson example. One of the Howard Hanna agents came over and we went over her production, and if she would have been here, she would have made an additional $110,000. That one always makes people sit up in their chair. And then as soon as they make that face, I say an additional,
Yeah.
not $110,000, an additional $110,000, just from being here, and she's currently here. The profit share example, if you've got somebody that's asking questions, engaged, talk about the little lady that listed a whole brokerage in Belize and she makes $1 million a year. Also,
Just on that.
yeah, I mean, God bless her. Also, be sure that you let them know that there's a large number of people that are original Keller Williams people that make 6 figures off of profit share. That's above and beyond their real estate business. Vested for 3 years, and then you can will it to your next of kin. Those are your important
Can you
topics.
will it twice? I think you can will it twice.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure. It seems like I just heard that. Yeah, I heard that there was something to that. So, you certainly want to go benefits. You know, so I want to try to go a little bit further on so rather than be on a team or an individual agent, what are the benefits of that? So you immediately go to training. You immediately go to, you know, the team is supporting you with a plethora of experience that you won't be able to outgrow this. Like, little things like that are kind of good to kind of throw in there for everybody. So that's kind of important. So you want to try to develop that side of your business. Yes, we're going to do more role play. Yes, you have to go after expireds and for sale by owners, yes. But this is a whole other facet of it that you have to kind of tap into. Any questions about all that?
I think too, like when people do ask, like, what's the difference of being on a team? Because some people, if they're an individual agent already, and if they're doing decent business, a lot of times, they don't want their name changed, or they don't wanna be the dream team, they wanna be themselves. Always make that option too. Well, you don't even have to be on the team, but find out what Keller Williams is about, get them over here, because it doesn't matter whether they're, I mean, of course, we love to have some good people on the team.
Good agents on the team, yeah.
However, if you don't wanna lose them, if they don't want to be on the team.
Yeah, plan B is just get them in the door.
Yeah.
I have people in my downline that are not on the team that are here.
Yeah.
That, that's,
And a great thing you pointed out, one of the things that was pointed out to us, which is probably like where you're going with Stacy Watson thing, that like when you said you have a cap, ask them to sit down and figure out how much commissions that they left with wherever they're at. Because when Chris and I sat down and did that, it was over 130,000. 130,000
it's ridiculous.
that we left there.
Because once you reach a certain level of business and you contribute X number of company dollar, the rest of it becomes yours. When you're there, you just keep paying.
You have to keep on paying.
Just keep paying, keep paying, keep paying. And then you threaten to leave, and then they negotiate and make you sign a contract in blood, am I right?
They do that right up front.
Yeah.
They don't even wait till you negotiate. They
even
do
wait.
that right up front.
Yeah, so that's how they retain people. Something occurred yesterday that is gonna stay within the confines of this small group. I saw something happen yesterday when they made the announcement that did kind of make me a little sick to my stomach. Enough to say something to you about it today, and I will definitely pass this on to the rest of your colleagues. Janet's standing up here, she's making this announcement, and somebody from the back of the room goes, "Where's Howard?" Okay, that,
Chris and I were talking about that, and Chris thought Dan did that. And I'm
no,
like,
it's Erlanger.
are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh, I
It took
thought it was
everything in
Dan.
my soul not to turn around
Well,
and
Dan's the one that made a comment
He
on
was the
it.
one standing right
You know
in front of it. He was-
Dan's the one that made a comment afterwards on it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think Dan was the one that originally did it. Chris
No,
thought
it
was
just,
done.
so the reason I'm mentioning that to you is, it's not funny, it's not classy, and it's all the way out of culture.
Yeah,
And so
agree.
please don't do that, because
I mean,
I,
do you have any mind?
Yeah, I'll
They're not
call-
even national anyway.
yeah, I mean, they
Right,
weren't, they
language is
weren't, they
remix,
weren't
right?
on there.
Yeah.
Like, why are you making them the competition when they're not the competition? And besides that, it's not ethical, so please don't engage in that behavior.
Right.
Like, that just,
And if somebody is engaging that with you, because when we first came over here, that same person, I discussed it, I didn't even want that in my body space anymore. Like, I'm so sick of hearing, number one, you were never even with them. You can't, if you don't know, then don't,
yeah.
just don't even engage in that kind of talk.
Well, and you know what, and for somebody that's new, that's coming in, like we just pimped out the whole culture and education and, this is the greatest place to be and we only want you here if you want to be here. And then you hear something like that and you kind of go, ooh, and who is that? Oh, that's one of the people from,
And that's an
oh,
owner?
I don't like how that sounds, and so please don't engage in that behavior. So, tie downs, what do you know about tie downs before I let you guys go? What do you know about tie downs?
We know that you like them.
I love it.
Ah!
I love it.
You're the
I know
master.
that I'd like
You're
to
the
know
master
even
of
more
tie downs.
about
Am I
them.
right?
Mhm, yes.
I didn't even know or hear of what, like a tie down until I came to this.
Mhm. So a tie down basically is the tool that you use to like close. So what I liked about what you guys did was Marty closed it. So when can you come in? When can I get you here? Let me get you in line with my team leader, like whatever it was. So you always have to ask for the business, and I think that's where people kind of like they get right to the finish line and then they stop right there and then they go, so what do you think? Like you're waiting for them to go, yeah, I like you, I want to hire you. Like you're afraid to ask for the business. So as soon as you start to have objections, that's where you use the tie downs. The goal is to sell the house, right? So this is why we're doing this. And this is what I think is going to be the best approach. What are your thoughts? Blah, 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 blah. I understand, but ultimately we want to get you out of Parma and get you into North Ridgeville where you want to be, correct, right, like all of those things. And it seems a little bit argumentative at first because you're actually pushing back against each other, but eventually that's the quickest way for you to reach that level of professionalism and reason why you're doing what you're doing. Brings the big line back to the picture. What is the goal? You hate the snow, we have to get you out of here. For $2,000, would it be worth it for you to be sitting on the beach in Florida and not wallowing through snow? You tell me. How does that work? Marty had his client say, it sounds like you're campaigning for the buyer, not the seller. No, actually, I'm trying to accomplish your goal, and we role-played this yesterday for a while, where like, we have a buyer that is going to help you accomplish your goal over here. If we don't have a buyer, we have no goal. I'm not representing the buyer, I'm representing you, so that we can get you out. You can understand that, correct? Tie it down. See what I mean?
And they're not gonna, when you know your tie down, and it's kind of easy to, if you know your client, your response is already gonna be, that's why you got the tie down.
Right, exactly, because
Right.
because
Right.
questions and tie downs really control the conversation. You know, especially if somebody starts to spin off, you know, like Marty would get, I'm gonna use you as an example, Marty gets to go, I'm a businesswoman and you're supposed to be working for me. Yeah, that's weakness. That's all I see is weakness. And whenever somebody gets spirited like that, where does that come from? What causes that spirited behavior? Fear.
Yeah.
So you have to not make them afraid by using your tie downs. You have to make sure that they're accountable for making the decisions as you facilitate. That's another way of doing that. You're supposed to be working for me. Yes, I'm facilitating this transaction, but the decisions are yours. I'm giving you all of the information that you need so that we can get this house sold, because that's the goal, correct? And it shuts it down. So I would definitely try to get better versed with that. If you're dealing with warm spirit, chances are you're going to have a little bit less argument, though that isn't completely exempt, because family and friends, that could be more challenging than anything. But if you want to remain on point, also 3 bad things, 1 good thing. 3 bad things when you're arguing, you know that method, right? So you're telling me you want to move, you're not budging on the price, and you know you're annoyed with this buyer. Is that accurate? Yes. Well, the goal is to get you out of here so that we don't have to deal with any of these things. So if we can work through this difficult period, then maybe we can get you what you want. Does that sound good to you? Even though that's kind of a soft tie down. So try to add that to your negotiation. Both of you guys are actually pretty good at that. So, and I know Sophia is. So, okay. Any other questions for me?
I'd like to make a statement.
Pardon me?
I'd like to make a statement.
Make a
I
statement.
was hoping there was gonna be a lot more people here, but,
Okay.
I guess I'll just get these guys'
You do it
response. So, vendor day we have on Wednesdays, which I think is very important for the team and training and knowing the stuff outside that we deal with, not just our kind of real estate ethics and stuff like that, but to know about whether it's lending, whether it's home inspection, whether it's title, you know, whether it's short sales and all that kind of stuff. There's so many different people we can get in here to have. We're starting a calendar where we know things, you know, hopefully close to a month up front, so everybody knows. Is that something that you guys would like to see more of?
Yeah.
Something that's gonna help you out like that?
I mean, it's nice, it's educational a lot of times, so.
Yeah,
So-
and they're doing it for free for us, you know, because, obviously, because they probably want more business of ours and things like that. However, this is free education for you guys, just like getting a free CE from somebody that does CEs strictly for the Dream Team. Nobody else, but strictly for the Dream Team will come in and do some CEs for us. Free, without paying $20 or $100 or whatever. However, the issue I have is like this past half hour, whatever it's been, Mark has come up with some good things that we need to know and that helps us. And even if some of the stuff we know, and we always pick up something. From every single time we sit here, we pick up something. It's pretty embarrassing that we have 2 out of our 11 agents here.
Great.
That's very embarrassing.
Right.
So thank you to both for being here,
Right.
You're awesome.
because it means a lot. No, it means a lot to me, because I really would like to plug in. Is this what I want to plug into to waste my, sorry, it's not really wasting my time,
We get it.
but
Spend my
it's,
time.
Oh, that was almost a limiting belief.
exactly, right. No, because of, you know what I mean? But it's like, I would really like to plug in a lot more with this team, but I don't have people plugging in. Okay, so should I just call you two and say, hey, come on, let's go have a private meeting?
Yeah, like.
You know,
serve
why would
coffee and
I-
Breakfast, right.
But, and Mark and everybody else,
Exactly.
That goes with the
It's even
appointments
breakfast.
too, though, Betty.
and to me, it is so, and we're switching a lot of stuff within the next week, okay? From all the surveys you guys have done and different things, we're changing some things,
Some great things.
okay?
Great.
It's gonna be a huge positive for you guys, but guess what? The people that are gonna be able to benefit are people that are showing
Better
up,
show up.
the people that are plugging in.
Are we finding out why people aren't plugging in, what's causing people to not show up and
Well,
not?
they're
Well, you know what?
Not
I forget-
rearranging their
listen-
schedules
Now,
more
listen,
than
if you're
not making-
sick, I'm forgiving you. Other than that, there is nothing to forgive you. I don't care if you have an appointment right now, that's not forgiving.
So,
Because this is an appointment for you.
yes, I
This
saw that.
is an appointment for you.
I saw that come in and I was like, why are you scheduling an appointment when you already have an appointment? You can't,
You have, and one of the big things, and I am like probably the worst person at this. I am really, this past few months, really trying to stick to my calendar. Like, I am making sure, if I have to make a phone call to somebody, I'm putting it on my calendar. I'm putting everything on my calendar. If I know that this is a time frame that I have, that I need to make seller calls, I'm putting that on my calendar every single day. This is when I'm gonna make seller calls. Nothing is going in between there. Because if I'm gonna service clients, I cannot, if you want your business to raise to the higher level, you have to go by your calendar. I don't care if
it's time
it's,
management.
I don't care, because you know what, if you have an appointment, if you truly have $1 million appointment right now, okay? And you have this buyer that says, hey, you know, I wanna do this tomorrow morning. Are you gonna say no to this person and go to this one instead? Because what this training can do to you is raise you way above. So you're giving up something that training can do for you. That's only right. Instead of 9 o'clock, make your appointment. How many people really want an appointment at 9 o'clock in the morning? Not a ton.
Well, and then that, you know, and probably this is the wrong audience for this, but then that raises the bigger question is like, now, we're availability. Here I am, full criteria, you know,
And you
so
guys should be, I hope you guys are plugging into floor time. Because if
Well,
you walk around this office right now,
There's nobody here.
if you guys know you're gonna be here, log in way ahead of time.
At least
Way ahead of time.
$400,000 listing on the floor time.
Plug into floor time.
Yeah, you're here, you might as
There was
well.
a- There was a stretch there where it was tough to get into Florida. I don't know how they, I don't know if they got
Well,
lax
you
about
have
the
to be here.
scheduling.
That's what I was told.
Right.
You have to
No,
be
that's-
Yeah, you
here.
have to be
Yeah.
here,
Isn't
I know
hardly
that.
anybody ever
I know
here.
Yeah, I think that.
Because I don't know if people are signing up and then maybe not being here, or if they're signed up and
Oh, no, no,
they're
girls
in the
won't allow that.
corners, they're in the corners of the building, or if
And
there's
that's maybe
something.
too where you, like Mark does every morning, warm and
Because
fuzzy,
you can
go,
get kicked
Vicky
off
and
for
Deb,
not,
hey.
you
I
get kicked
talk
off
to
for
them
not
every
being
morning.
here, and they won't schedule you, yeah, you can't,
They
you,
have
Well,
competition in
maybe
this
that's where you guys,
office.
when you come in,
Yeah.
you walk up, make sure you're saying hi up
Oh, God,
there.
contribute to the culture seriously.
We really, and I know, just from talking to something, having some of the surveys, no matter how much we want to have culture on a team, if there's not culture off our team, or if we don't have culture in the office, it does make it a little harder for us. Let's, as a dream team, try to get more culture, not only in our team, but
It will
throughout the
emulate.
office,
Right.
It'll emulate.
because we need to make not ourselves bigger, better, how do you say that? Bigger, better,
Bigger,
greater, or
better,
something?
greater.
Something like that.
Bigger, better, greater.
I'm trying.
You're
But
doing
if
it.
we do that, it's gonna,
Yeah,
go
it'll
throughout the
expand.
office.
well, I think the thing with, going back to the original, for vendor days, if we do, well, it ties into everything you're just saying. If we have vendor days and they're on the schedule and they're on the calendar, because there was
But they
that stretch there, there was that stretch there where we were, you know, going on Facebook and, hey, is there a vendor in today? Hey, what's going on with vendor day? Did
Are we
have
on
a
the
vendor? Did we
calendar and they're
book
not
one?
here?
Did we
Or
Well,
book
that's
one?
why we're fixing.
Because there was a stretch where
That's
we had them
exactly-
scheduled, yeah, and we had that, and then there was that.
However-
I don't know if it was because of the holidays.
However,
and
for
vendors
your
were flaking
business-
out, but-
However, for your business, if you happen to come in and whatever, a vendor doesn't show up, we don't have a vendor,
No.
You're still working.
we're,
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, I'm not saying
I
that,
follow
I'm
that.
just saying that.
No, but I get what you're
For
saying.
just the vendor part of it being beneficial, it is beneficial, but it's also nice to have a schedule of, hey, who's the vendor coming in this week?
I may not even
Or-
tell, I may not even have
I
on
might
my
have some
calendar.
questions for them, like
Yeah.
if we get the chimney sweep guys in, that the chimney repair guys that
Well,
I
and
see
I
on
actually have a
Facebook every
chimney,
once in a
I
while.
have a chimney guy that I can have
'Cause-
him into.
Because
I have one come to my house on Thursday.
I was the one
Because
too.
my phone has heard me talk about chimneys a few times, so now I get a chimney ad every once in a while on Facebook. I'm not even
Isn't that
kidding.
funny?
Well, the other,
It's a real thing.
the other thing I wanted to mention to you in topic with vendor name, and I'll let you guys go, is when you've got questions about like obscure, odd things that would apply to inspection or title or whatever, chances are you'll get the information from me or
Right.
some resource anyway. But if it's a question that you could not get out to the rest of your team, lob that up when the inspectors are here, or lob it up when the lender is here, lob it up when the title is here, so that we're cohesively educating each other at the same time. So we're not doing stupid things like writing a card in or committing
Well, that's
real
what I was-
estate fraud.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about transactional, because everyone's gonna get into something that's gonna be goofy and make you go, what?
Because believe me, I hear about all of it.
So, yeah, well, yeah, you hear about all of it,
All
but
of it,
yeah,
every bit of
it's
it.
kind of like.
So it's beneficial.
Something Dave hears about and goes, hey, what
And I
about
think
this? It's like,
anything's
what?
beneficial, so to me, because I did see somebody on Facebook a while back saying, who is the vendor? Doesn't matter, get your money.
Right.
Well, see, and
It shouldn't matter.
and we're kind of old school that way. Like, if you're already here, I don't care if it's friggin' Bozo the Clown. You're here. It doesn't matter.
I don't think I am gonna mention
who's
who's
gonna
coming
show
in.
up. You
If
know?
Bozo's coming out,
And just be a vendor.
I'd be
day.
freaked out about
I
Bozo.
would be a little, like,
Yeah,
those
because
are
that
a little
freaks, that freaks me out. But to your point, like, come to work.
Right.
Whatever shows up, shows up.
And it
Not
doesn't
everybody
matter which vendor it is.
Everybody works on that auspice, however, so we're gonna try to put all those worlds together, so that this kind of works out.
And you may
better.
think, and I'm not sure why somebody asked that, I don't remember who it was, but I remember somebody asking who's the vendor. Number one, why does it matter? Because if the same vendor came in more than once, they may be talking
Oh, I
about
was
two
just
different
doing
things.
Completely
questions
different
I'd ask
things.
them, oh,
Yeah.
hey, you know, I can be thinking about.
Well, so I
my
guess-
5-minute drive in, hey, what can I ask this vendor?
Well, I guess too, the other thing
Let me
is like,
know.
do we have a vendor and or who is the vendor is kind of sort of qualifying whether or not you come in or not. Like,
Oh.
I don't
That's,
know,
that's exactly.
I don't know,
Oh, I was looking
like,
for like,
I'm coming in.
what can I
Right.
attribute from that?
Came home from Mexico, dog sick, no shower, I was here. Not to hang a medal around my neck, but like, that's just my mindset is like,
I love that he said that.
I gotta go to work. Like, it's my vacation ended on Wednesday, it's Thursday morning, I have to go to work. Like,
It's like I always love to say, if I would interview right now, and if I would say, hey, all you do have to show up every day at 8:30, and I'm writing you checks, $150,000 this year,
yeah,
would you show up? Yeah, I guarantee you the question's gonna, or the answer's gonna be yes.
yeah,
So
exactly,
why don't you just do it?
Exactly.
Because that will probably raise your income.
completely.
So,
Even if it's 2 or 3 transactions, like, put a price tag on that commission, like,
yep.
Yeah,
So-
but you know what else too in the morning? Oh, God, that's road. I feel like sometimes people ask a question that other people don't think about. And then the first thing you're like is, oh yeah, I thought about that before, I just forgot or whatever. So it's good to share with each other because
Oh,
then
absolutely.
if you have a question or you run into a scenario that you don't have now, but he has now, later on, you're gonna be like, okay, that's great for me.
well, how beneficial is it for you, for him, you know, into the offer and knows not to do it, we share it, and you show up and somebody says, you know, I want the school bus that's in the back, that they turned into a camper, like,
Wait, which
yeah,
house
no.
is that?
I don't know,
I want a
I'm
school
just
bus.
saying, now, how cool would that be, right?
Ours
Can't believe
is
that's a
family
house.
bus.
The tailgate
But, you know,
bus.
you'll have that knowledge to know exactly how to handle it,
Right.
which is gonna make you that much better of an agent, because you're already better than everybody else, clearly,
What's scary
by what I'm
is-
seeing.
What's scary is that other transaction, is Shauna goes, oh my God, that's illegal. And what, whoa, well now that's a whole different
Yeah,
ballgame.
you wanna
That's just
lose your
not-
license over
That's
something like
just not
that?
just a weak agent or anything, that's illegal. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I'm very concerned for that agent.
Well, you
Yeah.
know, and the thing is too, is we want you guys' opinions, hey, I'd like to see this kind of person, we want this kind of person here. We'll try to get someone in
Oh,
here.
God, yeah, let us know if there's something.
And even
If they're
different,
bringing snacks.
even different vendors.
Yeah, that's for us. All right, let's
You
go.
didn't
All right,
plan it
guys,
out?
thank you for being